Hello, everyone. Well, it's not daytime. I'm not by the river. It's not Ohanami. Not yet. It's night, and it's Ohanamizu no Kusuri. I have Melty Kiss for Kurohagi Sensei and Higuchi Sensei. Bacchus for Baka no Steve. Cheese for the rest of you. A little tiny cute beer for the teachers, and a little tiny cute beer for Stevie. And one little spicy chicken, two little spicy chickens, and Jaws came yesterday, and that's when I ate the real spicy chicken. Ah, delicious. As we sit here looking at our Ohanami feast, I'm reminded of a parable. The parable of the long chopsticks. As we sit down to eat our delicious cheese and bits of chocolate, of course it's not good manners to use your fingers, so we'll use hashi. But the parable, the story of the long chopsticks, is the story of the difference between heaven and hell. In both heaven and hell, we are surrounded by delicious food, cheese, spicy chicken, Bacchus melty kiss, and Asahi super dry. And in heaven and hell, we all have a pair of long chopsticks. By the way, the same story is told in Hindu culture, among the Jewish, among Christians, in the Middle Ages of Europe. It's called the parable of the long spoons. Interesting. Another similarity between heaven and hell is that these hashi are really, really long. Or in the West, it's the spoons. They are really, really long. Longer than our arms. So long that when we try to eat, we can't bring the food to our mouths. And so we remain forever hungry, never satisfied. That's hell. In heaven, we feed each other. Itadakimasu. Education has many meanings, many definitions. Sometimes it's job training. Sometimes it's socialization. And sometimes it's just growing up. A large part of education is just building your chopsticks. Critical thinking skills, communication skills, all that memorizing of science, art, history. Competing with other students on standardized tests, competing to get into the right schools and the right companies. But the difficult thing about education is, as we build these chopsticks, not only are they strong, but they are long. And the longer the chopsticks are, the harder it is to feed ourselves. So with long, long chopsticks, you have a moral obligation, a necessity to feed each other. If you don't, you will starve to death, no matter how smart you are. Feeding each other. When I was preparing for this, I was thinking about my introduction, the first time I met some of you. I may have told you my sport was wrestling in junior high, high school, and college. I never won a tournament. I was often second place, but never the champion. And when students were guessing what my sport is, I mentioned the name of Yoshida Saori. But Kaori Icho is even more famous in Japan, or at least as famous, and got more gold medals. But it's Kaori's older sister, Chiharu, which is the wrestler that I would most want to meet. Why? She never won a gold medal. She was not the world champion. She was in the Olympics twice, and both times she lost and only got third place, the bronze medal. But the second time she got the bronze medal, the NHK announcer asked her, "What's different this time? The first time you were so sad. You wouldn't look up when you got the bronze medal. But this time you got the same medal, but you were so happy. Why was that? What's the difference?" And Chiharu said, "Well, the first time I was wrestling with rivals, but the second time I was wrestling with friends." Oh, when I heard that, I got torihada. She grew up. Be ambitious. Do your best. But always stop and ask for who and why. It's not to feed yourself. It's to feed those who can't feed themselves.